5-1 yesterday, 22-6 run last 4 days, and I have one pick for every NBA game and some baseball picks for opening day. No time to waste on shopper.com. Spurs getting 14.5 points on the road. Defensive Player of the Year potential winner, Evan Mobley, is out for this game. On the Spurs side, of course, no Fox, no Wemby. Devin Vassell cashed us out last game at the points. What are we doing today? Who are we betting on for this game? My one pick is simply going to be Darius Garland over 2.5 3-pointers made. Heading over to mysparryedge.com, I can see what his prop is, what the markets are, and you can see a -120 on Hard Rock right now, -130 on DK, on Onyx. You flip another. Oh, it stinks. This one's juiced like crazy. Good luck there. And then pick 'em apps. I'm only seeing lines right now this morning. At the original line, you're getting Dabble at -121 for a flex 5. Here's the deal, my friend. This is going to be one of those plays where I'm not going to be worried about game logs. Yes, he's not been cashing the over as of late, but we have a very small sample size of what today brings. And that's a win at home without Mobley. Not many times we've had that as a filterable approach for a play for Darius Garland. Again, this is going to be very similar to like Scotty Barnes, where we continue to cash the over 4.5 assists for 4 straight games, where I'm not betting on it, but I'm giving you your one pick for the game, and that's going to be the one. I'm afraid of that 13.5 point spread at home. This is a terrible game to bet on. On the other side, if you're going to bet on anything for this game, I would just go straight to Vassell and do the same exact play that we did last time, and that's going to be the points and rebounds. And I'll show you live at 23.5. You're getting very good odds, -102 on FanDuel. Open up his player card real quick. We'll go to the PR, and you can see it's been a bucket. It's been an ATM market, I guess, is what I want to say here. Over in 8 of the last 9 games, and virtually all of these are with no De'Aaron Fox. So you're getting Vassell getting more minutes, more opportunity, more upside. The rebound potentials have gone up 33 minutes per game over that stretch, 8.2 rebound chances, and then 15 field goal attempts per game. Yeah, he's going to find himself in really good spot to cash this out again. So put that on your short list. Not my favorite for the game, but definitely on your short list. Speaking of, what is the short list? What are the officials? That YouTube video here every day will give you a ton of picks, ton of research, ton of analysis, plays that you can use if you want. My VIP members get the official list posted inside Discord about an hour or so after the video goes live. They also get bonus play. And of course, there's 10 plus cappers, 10 plus sports are covered, and 15 plus channels all available for that first link. And it's a 3-day trial if you click on it right now. That's limited. On YouTube, for the tracking purposes, I post that list, all the plays from the YouTube video, narrowed down to my favorite for each game, and I post it on the YouTube post section of my YouTube feed. That goes live about 30 minutes before the games begin. Moving on over, we got the Pacers at the Wizards, 11-point favorites. You know, we got a tanking team here in the Wizards. Good luck betting on anybody on their side. A couple plays I'm semi-interested in for this game, despite the fact that it's going to be a gross one, I believe. So Haliburton, we continue to cap. So let's go over to him real quick. So we're looking at Haliburton. Take a look at his assist market today, see what the odds are at, and it's been bumped to 10.5. If you think he's not playing full minutes today against the Wiz, you might be right. If that's true, does he hit the 11 assists early enough? We'll take a look at his player card and see how he's been doing. I also want to take a look on the other side at the odds for Alexandre Sarr. Again, I could care less about game logs for some of these players. I just want, what are the odds? So yesterday I mentioned that you had Sarr -125 over 1.5 threes. I mentioned it on the video. And again, that's a beautiful part of watching the YouTube videos. You get a ton of different plays you can run. Today it's bumped up, -154. Sarr's been launching them, and he's also finally playing Middleton, Koulibaly, Keyshawn George, Marcus Smart, Malcolm Brogdon, Sadiq Bey. Literally every guard and wing has just been out, and they're just done. The Wizards are just done playing anybody that matters. Looks like Middleton might suit up tonight, but I don't know if that's really going to impact Sarr very much, to be honest. And this isn't a very good play as a single at -154, despite the fact that you see people running out Sarr ladders with -160 odds as their first leg. I'm just not that type of sports bettor. I'm sorry. Game logs don't matter as much to me. It's what do you get? What's your return on your investment for each play? And that's not a good one. But I digress. If you want to use it and you do like it, I don't think there's a way. I don't think you need to ignore it. I think you just need to use it the right way. That's a parlay piece in my book. So if you like it today, run it out for a parlay. Let's move on, honestly, to Tyrese Haliburton, the only player that matters in this game for me. And listen, even at the 11.5, we talked about it yesterday. I don't want to belabor the point, but we are getting Haliburton second half, post All-Star break, literally acting like, and there it is, first game against the Clippers, 12 assists. The player we saw last season. This is last season's data through the first half before the All-Star break when he was averaging 12 assists per game. And you can see last 10, averaging 12 assists per game. Like a light switch went on. All of a sudden, his potential assists have been sky high as of late as well. It's not like players are just starting to convert finally. No, his potentials on the season was 15. He's averaging almost 18 potentials per game last 10 games. So more quality passes and opportunities here. And of course, his teammates are knocking down shots. Against the Wizards, nothing should change today. And it just really comes down to, is he going to play enough minutes? I think my favorite part of this is that, listen, we've seen some games here. 29 minutes, 31 against Philly, 31 against Chicago. The Clippers only 30 minutes, and check it out. I mean, here's the Clippers. Oh, we missed the Clippers. Had 12 in that game. Chicago, 12 in that game. Philly only had 10, narrowly hooked. And then 11 last game against Minnesota. So 4 games at 31 or fewer minutes. Pacers still need wins to make the play-in round. You got to believe that they are, trying to get into that top 6 seed or stay in it. I got to look at the Eastern Conference standings. It's been a minute. I believe they're 5th, right behind the Bucks. But anyways, I digress. I think it's an interesting play. And the fact that you're getting decent odds for it today, I mean, let's just go right back to it. It was, Haliburton's odds for his assists were pretty darn good today. I mean, you're getting a minus 105. In fact, if you like it enough, you could probably simply just run out the alt line of 10 plus. And then, hey, you've got a parlay piece to run out there with Sarr. And for what it's worth, again, if I just hit that little slider here, 9.5 assists, of course, just looks great. It's cashed all 11 games since the All-Star break. Let's just take a look at Haliburton's double-double and see if that's any better. And, looks like slightly better. Oh, look at that. Whoa! Penny offering a minus 122. Did not see that cut with Fliff offering you a minus 145. I mean, my friends, you could run out this play right here and then use Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 20-plus points. It's usually like a minus 800, minus 900, but that's going to cut the juice down just enough to about a minus 120. So there it is. You want to play for the day for this game? Let's go Haliburton double-double, and then understand if you're running it for Penny or Fliff, Fliff specifically, if you don't like the minus 145, you're going to want to cut that juice down. SGA 20-plus points are always a good one. Moving on, Mavericks on the road against the Magic. Anthony Davis looks like he's playing in this one. Cole Anthony also doubtful for this game, which is super important. We have cashed Paolo Banchero over his points and rebounds for 4 straight games, I believe, without Cole Anthony. And this is very similar to the Quentin Grimes play. Some of these are system plays until proven otherwise. And the line is climbing similar to how it did for Grimes. And then Grimes did not play the final 3.5 minutes of yesterday's game. Unfortunate, because he was at 26 PA, was in a good position to still catch. Paolo Banchero, I think we get a competitive game here. My only concern is that, man, they really have bumped this line up. So let's take a look and see if Banchero is in play. And then we got to take a peek at a few of these Mavericks players with Anthony Davis in line for potentially 30-ish minutes tonight. So moving to Banchero, and I'm at mysparbyeds.com, and I'm looking at the PR, and you can see it. I mean, the odds are very nice today, minus 110 at 36.5 to the over. It's not bad. I mean, when you look at his player card, you're going to see why we've been hammering this play. And it comes down to needing Cole Anthony being out. Now, he's been doubtful every single day, and he continues to miss. They never rule him out ahead of time for whatever reason. They're hoping he's able to suit up. But the thing is, he has not participated in a single practice. He's not been to a single shoot-around this entire stretch of 6 or 7 straight games of being out. So it's not like he's close and he's like ramping up his workload. So for me, I'm ready to probably just let it rip as the best play, at least on the Magic side of things. And you can see the points alone have been cashing. And then the rebounds, what I love here is that you get this upside. I do not touch combo market unless it's somebody who has an elite ceiling for each market individual. I'm not taking a rebounds. I'm not adding rebounds to points prop and doing a PR if a guy's like barely covering the line each time or hovering around 6.5, 7.5 the whole time. No. They got to show me this type of upside. And then conversely, points got to show me 34, 43. There's upside for days, right? So then you look at the PR and you can see it's been great, but man, oh man. I mean, you are barely clearing the 36.5. Listen, 4 games ago, we were taking this at 31.5. 3 games ago, 33.5. Then there was 34, then 35.5, and today 36.5. I don't know if I can make this official yet. It's now they've narrowed the margin down. The edge has literally just kind of been taken out from underneath us. I don't know if I can go there just yet. So let's go look at Anthony Davis and see if we've got a nice play here. And I want to take a look at, actually, let's just do this. Well, let's just look at all his markets. How about that? One at a time. Let's go through it. So last game, here's the deal. He played the enough amount of minutes there where I kind of like this 19.5. Like if you're giving me AD 27 minutes, and again, like I just wanted to see how he shot. He just wasn't super aggressive shooting. He was 6 for an on. Not like he was cold. He could have been banging home some shots. Didn't attempt a 3 in that game. Actually, went 0 for 2 from 3. Sorry, he didn't have any free throws in that game. And this is what I'm looking for. Like when Anthony Davis is playing his best, he's aggressive in the paint and he's drawing fouls. 8 for 10, 10 for 12, 6 for 6, 6 for 6. This is when you see him really pop off. So I want AD to show a little bit of that aggressiveness before I feel super confident in taking a play like this. What I'm actually slightly interested in is the assist market for Anthony Davis today, because AD, when the ball is going to flow through him the way it did when he was on the court, is going to score a lot or get a lot of assists. And while I don't think that he's maybe feeling as confident as he needs to for the points to come, I do think that he can make people, make plays there because the defense is going to collapse down on Anthony Davis. And in just 26 minutes, he had 6 potential assists. Now, that is plenty to rack up 3 here. And if he gets more potential assists because he plays more minutes tonight, I like that as well. So I think the assist market is really solid for Anthony Davis. I also really like the points and assist market for Anthony Davis. I think these could be really interesting plays today. And the line is low. I mean, let's be real. It is baked in there as if they know he's coming off an injury. For a player averaging 28.84, points and assists per game, this is not a hard line for him to get. It literally just comes down to, is he going to play, is he going to play 30-ish minutes? If he does, this line is way too low. What is that? 21.5? My goodness, that's so low for Anthony Davis. I'm going to be real. I really like this play. Will it be my favorite pick for the game? Will it be Banchero? Listen, you're going to have to check back in the YouTube post section later tonight and see which one it's going to be. That's going to be in the YouTube post. Literally, if you go to my YouTube channel, there's a post section. I post the best plays for each game, and then I recap them every day right there for you. And if you want that list advanced about 8 hours earlier, usually about an hour after the video goes live, that gets posted in Discord. That way they can get all the lines before they get bumped, before they move. It's the best way you can get them, because I'm going to be real. If you wait until 7 p.m. Eastern to get that list, or 6:30 p.m. Eastern, a lot of the plays are going to get bumped because my Discord has already nuked them all. And if you want them, at the 3-day free trial down below, 3-day free trial, you can check it out. There's 15 channels, 10 cappers, 10 sports, everything I touch for MLB, NFL, NBA, college sports. A lot of money to be made. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about Naji Marshall. Listen, he popped off last game, but that happened, my friends, because AD sat basically the entire second half. He literally played like a 5-minute rotation, came back in the fourth, played like 3 minutes. It was very bizarre. He also came off an all-world night of shooting, 17 of 25. He's not going to get 25 field goal attempts up. He's not going to shoot 75% or 68% from the floor. It's a nice line for a guy who's had an increased opportunity coming off a career night. It makes me just not want to touch it, though. So, if you're sitting there like, why isn't he talking about Naji Marshall? Because I think Anthony Davis is going to play more minutes tonight. And if that happens, does Naji have the same amount of time on the court? I just don't know. I think one thing that does help him is that PJ Washington is out tonight. So are we going to get Naji kind of getting some minutes at the 4 if they run AD at the 5 for a bit? He very well could. They are missing body. Kai Jones and Powell are going to get some run at the 5 today as well. So I think he sees a lot of his minutes at small forward. I like it. I just don't love it. No matter how good it looks here game log wise, yeah, it's super green, but I'm a little concerned about it. One market I think could be really interesting today is Spencer Dinwiddie, who is at -110 for ESPN Bet. I mean, you could see it's juiced on some of these, Bovada -130, Hard Rock -140, but you're getting good odds. Onyx, Fliff, DK. Spencer Dinwiddie had 5 quick assists in the first half. I believe 4 of those 5 were to Anthony Davis or a slashing Naji Marshall. So it was really good. And then the second half came around and he only racked up 2 assists the rest of the game. I do think that there's a lot of upside here, though, because what you keep seeing from Dinwiddie is he's going to be the primary point guard for the game. Yes, they have some other guards who can bring the ball up, get some minutes, bring the ball up and run in the offense, but they are playing out of position. Like Hardy, Exum, if he were active, would be doing it, but he's still out. Brandon Williams, I think his name's Brandon Williams, but he's potentially out. He's a game time decision. So I just feel like it's just Hardy. It's just, if Williams misses, it's literally just Hardy. But I'm thinking Dinwiddie tonight might be a fine option for the assists or the points and assists yet again. Again, my only concern is like, what's the impact of Anthony Davis being there? And if Dinwiddie's not getting enough shots up or doesn't get to the free throw line because the paint is clogged a little bit and he's not driving and he's just settling from the outside, he's going to struggle because Orlando's weakness, their only weakness really is just a little bit of that pick and roll offense against the point guard. So I think the assist is interesting at 5.5, good odds. Let's move on. Spent too much time on this game alone. We still have baseball to go. Underdog, player prop trends, the optimizers, prize picks. There's a lot to cover today. And if you could just do me a huge favor, thank you very much for all this YouTube growth, and the metrics are climbing. I mean, heck, 2 weeks ago, I started NBA videos. I mean, literally 4 months too late, and I had 500 people watching. Now, yesterday, we had 1,800 people watch. So it's climbed every single day since I switched this format. It doesn't hurt that I'm 59-20 on these videos. Either way, though, I do appreciate you showing up and watching. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. Let's breeze through a few of these. Some of them are irrelevant spots, in my opinion. Here's one that's not. Hawks on the road getting 2.5 points against the Heat. I think maybe one of the first plays we need to talk about is Dyson Daniels here. 10.5 for his rebounds and assists market, both combined. Couple spots we could look at for Daniels. I think you could probably run out a fun little alt line parlay, which has actually been a nice fun one. I've done a few times. And then I want to look at Andrew Wiggins and his points and rebounds market, which I think is very sneaky today. 24.5. You're getting really good odds, -115. Both DK and Onyx always sharing odds there, which is cool. We'll take a peek at him as well. And let's do Daniels first. So what I wanted to share today is, listen, everybody likes a good juice cutter here and there. The 4.5, no, there it is. The 3.5 line. So give me 4+ rebounds for Dyson Daniels has been hilariously good. I mean, I went back 35 games, 34 of his last 35 games. He's had 4+, had one random game there against Memphis where he only had 3. And I love it. I love it. You're getting like a -500. Hey, what was the other play? I can't remember off the top of my head. It was the beginning of the show. I was like, I like this play a lot, but you need a juice cutter. Maybe it was Alexandre Sarr. It was over 1.5 threes. You could combo, parlay that with Dyson Daniels 4+ rebound. And I think there was another play in that game. I just can't remember. The games they're all bleeding together, and I don't want to go back. So, Haliburton double, I think it was. So there you go. There's your play. You got Dyson Daniels 4+ rebounds. Bang. Lock it in, my friend. Oh, before I make this parlay for you, do me a quick favor. If you're looking forward to the MLB picks at the end of the video, and you want MLB picks in this video daily, let me know in the comments. Also, if you'd rather have them, parsed out, you want 2 different videos, I can do the longer form NBA, rest of the season, MLB, more of a quick hitter. Here's the best picks of the day. I don't think I have time to do 15. I don't have time to do 1 pick per game for MLB and 1 pick per game NFL. Then we're looking at 25 games a day because MLB season has like 10 to 12 games daily almost. So, and a lot of them start at like 1 p.m. So I need a little feedback. Please tell me down below. The other play you could look at here is when you do the assist for Dyson Daniels, very similarly, like if you're trying to cut down some juice, you run out the 3+ assists and the 4+ rebounds, and it just always cashes. I swear to you, it's insane. I think it was 33 of the last 35. There was only 2 games that had just randomly missed in there. There's a lot to like out of that little parlay. And of course, that's something you'll need to put together with another play because it's super juice. So I'm going to do it right now on my Fliff app and tell you what it is. And for what it's worth, just did it. And it is a +112 on Fliff with Haliburton double-double. All right, Andrew Wiggins. So points or rebounds? They have both been interesting. You've got a little bit of upside here with Andrew Wiggins sometimes on the board, 6, 8, 7, 5. And then the points very similarly, it's inconsistent, but he can pop off 30, 42. But when you put these two together, he seems to always be active in some way, shape, or form, crashing the boards, getting those long rebounds maybe on the weak side. And then you've got him popping off points wise as well. What I love here is I think that, when you look at the matchup, you've got Dyson Daniels, who is an elite on the ball defender, who I think is going to be covering Tyler Herro at all times tonight, which should leave Andrew Wiggins with maybe some better looks throughout the game. I don't know if we're going to get more looks by any means, but just some better looks. We've got a 14-game sample size. It was right here against Boston. It was the first game that he joined the Heat. And, the first couple games just didn't go well, 16-17. But honestly, since then, He's been over in 10 of the 13 games. Coming off a game against the Warriors, he did not play well. I like the bounce back opportunity. So those two are on my short list for this game. Again, favorite one from the game that'll be posted in Discord later to YouTube about a half hour before games begin. Breezing on through it, Thunder, -9.5 point favorites at home against the Grizzlies. No Ja Morant in this game. Jalen Williams is questionable. Looked like he almost played last game, which was really interesting, but he is questionable for tonight. Always got to look at SGA props and see what they are. And, points, 32.5. Has been, hit this. We've talked about this a ton. Oddly enough, with Chet Holmgren, the under 32 has just been glorious this season. If Jalen Williams comes back, I think it's even better. Problem is, I have tried twice now, and I have that recency bias, and you all understand it. You share it too. I've tried twice now to take unders on SGA when we've had Chet Holmgren, and they just happen to be two of his only overs out of 15 games alongside him over the past 6 weeks. Unbelievable. Both times I was on the only 2 games he hit the over. So, I'm always gun shy. It's hard. Listen, I do this. I bet for a living, and I have the recency bias. I understand it's difficult to overcome. I understand the betting space on Twitter and YouTube. Everyone's just always, preaching, acting like they don't have any issues with betting as well. We all do. That's fake. That's noise, in my opinion. Everybody's got people there they have on their quiet ban list. I'm not banning SGA by any means. But if everyone is active today, once again, I like the under 32.5. We could have a blowout as well. That's another aspect to this I haven't mentioned yet, is they could blow out the Grizz at 9.5 point favorites at home. No Ja Morant. Grizz are playing decent without him, but they've also, I think before last game, had lost 4 in a row. Not getting blown out by any means, but they're still lost. And now they're facing the grindhouse of the Thunder at home, who look fully healthy. Lou Dort back. Chet Holmgren is active, playing full minutes. Isaiah Hartenstein is playing a bunch as well. I think it's just a really tough spot if we get Jalen Williams in there as well, because he's such a good defender. And then they literally have elite defenders at 4 positions. It's insane. Lou Dort, the torture chamber. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Alex Caruso coming off the bench, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren. All 5 of them are elite defenders. There's a reason why they are the best team in the NBA this season. It's because of their defense. Anyways, this season, when we have Chet Holmgren on the floor, he's averaged 29.2 points per game. It's at the over only 5 times out of 24 games. As I mentioned, it gets worse when their full team is healthy and active. That's Dort, that's Williams, that's Chet. Drops down to 28.8 points per game. And then if you take it one step further and you start looking at the wins, and when they win by their spread today, I mentioned in the beginning of the video, he's only hit the over twice this season, and I bet on both those games, unfortunately, averaging only 27.7 points per game in those games. So SGA on my short list for this game on the Thunder side, I think is very interesting. I also think he probably tries to pass a little bit more, get a lot of these other guys, back into the offense and into the flow of things with Jalen Williams. Here's a sneaky play we've been hammering, and I shouldn't say hammering, but we've played several times, including last video. I mentioned it, and it was on my short list. Is the assist market for Jalen Wells at 1.5 continues to cash the over without Ja Morant, and getting this at -110 is crazy. Jalen Wells is not good enough to make buckets against this defense. He's just not. He can't create his own shot yet, and I think the assist opportunities should be there today. Only problem with Jalen Wells is my guy doesn't play that many minutes. So while it is on the short list, you got to be a little bit careful, in my opinion. I think there's a reason why you're getting such good odds here, because I don't think it's the greatest play, but it does need to be discussed. I'm trying to bring up my notes on one of my other screens here. There we go. Without Ja Morant this season, over in 21 of 29 games, which is nice, averaging 2.4 assists. Very sweaty. Literally 2+ in all but 8 of them. Excuse me, not 2+, exactly 2 assists. Very sweaty. And to make matters worse, he's played 26, 21, 15 minutes in 3 of the last 6 games. So it's not like he's getting a ton of run. But this absolutely should be on your short list, because I think everything else on the Grizz side is very difficult to bet on today. Let's move on real quick. We still have some games here, important ones. Bulls blew out the Lakers in LA last time these two teams met. Bulls playing inspired ball. Lonzo Ball potentially back tonight. Giddey is also questionable. Vucevic is questionable. So there's a lot of uncertainty on this team. And Coby White is probable. They've boosted his prop sky high at, I believe, 24.5, 25.5 this morning. So let's take a look and see what we have here out of these teams. And I don't know if we can find one this early in the morning, if other than just going right back to Luka Doncic, but I have a sneaky spot for him as well. And there you go. Coby White, 25.5 points. It's even bumped up since this morning. I mean, this is hard for me This is hard for me. This is a very high line with the potential for Lonzo Ball to be back because there's terrible signal and trends this year with Lonzo Ball. Whenever these two are on the court together, it just does not work. Bad spacing. I think it's a spacing thing. I don't know. But I'm a little nervous about it. Lakers, that being said, Lakers have been terrible on defense. So I'm going to be real with you. With the uncertainty of Giddey and Vooch and Lonzo, it's hard. I mean, why am I spending time there when I can just go here and look at this? 29.5 once again on FanDuel, glorious at 30.5. I don't mind it whatsoever. It's Luka, and the Lakers are battling for the 2 seed in the West, and they need to continue to battle, and they just got embarrassed. It was a 30-something point loss to the Bulls. And you got to think, I mean, Luka scored 34 points in that game against the Bulls as well. And that was with shortened minutes in that game. Here it is, Chicago, 34 points. Yeah, 32 minutes, 38 minutes last night. So, I mean, look, give me the Lakers in a bounce back opportunity, right? I mean, tip in win last night. LeBron, Luka didn't play great, still scored 30 plus points. I had the over 29.5 for VIPs as well, mentioned it on YouTube. And I like this play. I do. It's a really good one, that 29.5. If you like the 30.5, maybe a half unit, you can get it on Penny minus 107, Bovada, Bet Online. It's there on Underdog. You got a Hard Rock minus 105, ESPN Bet minus 110. It's only, starting to move a little bit on some of these other books. So I like the 29.5, and I'm going to grab it before it moves. 2 games left. Rockets laying 12.5 points on the road. I just don't bet. I just don't. It's the games against the Jazz, the games against the Wizards. It's so hard for me to put any actual coin on them, and I don't want to. I mean, marketing out for conditioning. What is he conditioning for with 9-10 games left in the season? Clarkson, foot out. I mean, who are you betting on in this team? I think it's very hard. I don't want to do it. Steven Adams, questionable. Amen Thompson, questionable. Like, what are we doing here? How do you do it? And listen, I know I'm supposed to pick one for every game, but how? I don't know. I don't know how. I'm going to simplify it. Rockets minus 12.5. There, go. I don't care. I'm not betting on it, but I got to pick one somehow. That's going to be the play for me. I'm moving on. We got another game. We still got MLB, Underdog, PrizePicks, all those things. This one a little bit more competitive. Blazers getting 6 points on the road against the King. Umani Kamara, unfortunately, is questionable for this game, which does not help us out. We still have no Jeremy Grant. He's doubtful again, has not been practicing. Malik Monk has missed the last few games with an illness. He is questionable for tonight. Again, another convoluted situation. It's only getting harder at the end of the NBA season. Let's take a look at DeMar DeRozan. He is a guy, and this in the last video, said I was done. I didn't want to bet on it. And I said, I'm off the assists. And he hooked me like 3 games in a row. And what's he do? He gets like 5 assists in the first freaking rotation. You can't make it up. But anyways, let's take a look. Let's see what the market's at. If Monk is out again, this one's another good play. I hate playing it. It's juiced at minus 145, which is nice because then I don't feel comfortable taking it. Finally, I don't have to dance around this one today. I just don't want to do it. I think what's actually slightly interesting if you play any of them, it's the upside here. You got 10 plus assists upside, 9, 7, and then rebounds 6, 5, 7. Very inconsistent, but the RA is actually slightly interesting at 8.5. Probably for me, though, I just go right to Sabonis and I go to his RA or his rebounds alone. And then here's the RA. So you got great odds here in FanDuel minus 118, juiced like crazy everywhere else. I mean, that's a phenomenal play, my gosh. And then you look at his rebounds for Sabonis and, 12.5 minus 110. I also really like that as well. I mean, here's what's going to happen tonight. And this is what I truly believe. If Klingon is trying to chase him around, Klingon's going to get into foul trouble potentially. And then Sabonis has elite upside because they are so weak on the interior without Klingon on the floor because they're already missing Robert Williams and DeAndre Ayton. They would just be in trouble. And, you've seen Sabonis come back from injury and he's not shooting. And he wasn't really scoring very well with this current makeup of their roster with Zach LaVine, DeRozan and Monk and Keegan Murray and all these guys surrounding him. He's just not scoring. But what he is and was doing is rebounding the basketball. Had 12 in his game against Oklahoma, 38 minutes, second leg of a back-to-back, 32 against Boston. So the minutes are fine. The assists are there. And I think the matchup could be really solid for him. So I'm thinking Sabonis, probably the RA category tonight would be a nice one. I will be honest, if Malik Monk plays, his assist market is always super sneaky. He gets so many more assists for whatever reason. I haven't looked at it, but he gets so many more assists when Sabonis is on the floor. And him at 5.5 getting plus odds is slightly interesting. I think we need to look at Deni Avdija, even though he tanked us last game at the PA market. But again, if there is no Jeremy Grant and if there is no Kamara, my goodness, goodness, like they're going to be missing all their forwards, and Deni's going to run out there a ton of minutes, and he did last game too. I mean, it's not like he didn't have the opportunity. He just did not shoot well. Look at this, 17 points, 6 for 17. He played 38 minutes. That's a good defense. I guess they just locked him down that game. The matchup was supposed to be fine, though. 6 for 16 the game prior. So he's a little bit of a cold shooter right now. But I'm telling you right now, like we are getting the same opportunity we were getting prior. I think the 1.5 threes, I did mention this as well, and I probably should have just gone with it. The threes volume has been solid. 9, 6, 6, 8, 7, 6, 8, 7. 7+ since the 10th of March. And of course, since the 10th of March, there you go. 8 games straight, 3+ in 7 of the 8. Now, this one is a little juicy today, so you'd have to use this one and parlay it with something else. But I've already talked about Dyson Daniels, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. These guys are free at their alt lines. The rebounds are there for Deni. The upside for rebounds is there. Same with the assists. The upside is there. The PRA, I think, is probably in play again at 32.5. The PR, probably in play again at 28. Literally, like, I just kind of like Deni's. I like his props. I like his props today. Even the RA category, like he could go for 8 assists today, and then he gets 6 rebounds. It hits the under for his rebounds market, but he catches the over, or vice versa. 12 rebounds and only 2 assists, and all of a sudden he cashes that over because he's got upside in both categories. 16, 15, 16 board, and then vice versa. 6, 6, 8, 7, 6 assists, cashing the over by multiple values. I think that's a really nice play as well. So got to figure out what you want to do there. 3-pointers or his RA. Let's just quickly look at both of those markets and see what types of odds we're looking for. So at 1.5 threes, you are parlaying that with something. I really like that one, I'm telling you now. And then when we look at his RA, if you have no interest in doing a parlay, your move would probably be just run out the 12.5 ESPN. That's kind of juicy. Maybe the 13.5 RA plus 100 DK and Onyx. All right, we got more stuff to do. We got MLB. We still have the trends and Underdog, PrizePicks, all of that. So let's get to it. All right, so I'm over on MySparryEdge.com looking at the trends tool. And right now, this just helps me identify who's hot, who's not at their current line. For example, Amen Thompson, we know he's questionable. I probably wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole. Also could be a blowout, but at 8.5 rebounds has been an absolute beast. But again, injury concerns, blowout concerns, 12.5-point favorites on the road. I probably don't touch it, but again, it does show me. Here's another one, Dyson Daniels. So 13 in the last 15 games, he's hit over 1.5 turnovers, averaging 2.4 per game. I click on Dyson Daniels' player card, and I can scroll down to his TOV, and there it is, seeing a ton of turnovers. And this isn't like a short sample size. 15 games is pretty healthy. This goes all the way back to the All-Star break. And a lot of that has to do with the minutes. My man's just on the court enough. His usage is around 20% or so. And yeah, of course, he's going to turn the ball over a couple times per game if he's playing 35 minutes with a 20% usage rate. It's bound to happen. Naji Marshall, we already talked about it. We looked at it. Don't need to, belabor this point. Here's another one. Paolo Banchero, juicy. It's juice. The odds, I didn't show you these, but I did look at them off camera at one point this morning. 2.5 threes per game in the last 10 games, over in 9 of 10. A lot of that has to do with Cole Anthony not being on the court. He's playing a ton of minutes. 8, 6, 5. That's kind of low. 8, 8, 7, 8. And there you go. There's your sample size of Cole Anthony. Here's the PR market. 39, 37, 38, 37, 35, 40, 53, 45. Like, yeah. He's been an absolute beast. So Banchero, a lot of markets that are really interesting for him today. You could go through this and play these as you'd like. Research as you'd like. Use this as you'd like. Let's go look at the PrizePicks Optimizer real quick. We'll go over to Underdog next. And then actually let's look at MLB. Let's do a little MLB for today. All right, PrizePicks Optimizer, you're looking at Framber Valdez. Top play on the board, over 15.5 pitching outs, 3.54% positive expected value. Very nice looking play. So there, you got one. And you can open up his player card. I'm telling you, these cards are irrelevant to me. I'm not even going to look at this stuff. This is going to be last year's data. Like, who cares? Previous game logs, whatever. Everything comes down to pitch counts and early season lineups, and you got to accrue the data. Don't let people be giving you all this like over in 7 of the last 8 games last year. It's so stupid. It's a BVP might matter a little bit, sample size wise. Let's say Valdez had faced, the Yankees 7 times last year. I believe he pitched for the Yankees last year, but 7 times. Okay, well, yeah, you're going to have a nice BVP sample size from 2024 to lean on, but we don't have that. So get it off the page, get it out of your mind. It's irrelevant info. Cole Reagan's another interesting interesting play over 5.5 strikeouts for PrizePicks. Just entirely based on odds, man. It's just math. It's just math. You can argue with it if you like. It's up to you. Go for it. I'm not here to stop you. I'm going to try to give you a couple official plays from my list today. And of course, then we'll look at some MLB plays for Underdog as well. Use code DONUTS over there and you can tail these picks. Get it with $1,000 deposit bonus cash and you get a free pick the day you sign up. Now, one play I really like today is Jose Berrios. And I really like higher than 15.5 out. Now, not all of the projections will be live on Underdog this early in the morning, so check that. But this is a play for you. Pitch count in spring training actually got up into the mid 80s. Now, he doesn't pitch 110, 115 pitches like some of the young cats do. He'll hover around 85 to 95 most days, and today should be no different for the season opener. Has good success against the batters in the Baltimore Orioles lineup. Routinely went 6 full frames last season at 15.5 out. I like higher. That's a nice freebie right there for you. This was posted to VIPs. One of my couple MLB picks to start the season. So wait for those to drop, and I think that's a really nice one. Now, Haliburton, here's another place that we can do something with it. If you want to just drop that down to 9.5 and take higher than 0.82. Yesterday, I highlighted this, and let's see if it's there today. It's not. But yesterday, they had it just like this. It was like a 0.8 multiplier, but then the double-double was an even 1.0x. So pay attention when the double-double pops up later today. If it's there, higher than a half a double-double, and if you're getting a 1x multiplier, that's the move, man. That's a great idea. So be on the lookout for that Haliburton play. You know, hey, you want to stay in the same game? Here's Sarr. When the three-pointers come out, you know, higher than 1.5 threes, of course, always in play. You want to go back to Laker? The Luka Laker. I mean, goodness gracious, he's been free. Absolutely. Oh, they don't let you put it at 29.5 today. That's unfortunate. So we'll get off that one. This is one of the most difficult NBA slates I can remember in recent memory. I'm a little concerned today, and I think people need to tread lightly. You know, maybe just go Berrios with Haliburton if you want to run that out right now. I'm going to be real with you. I think you need to be careful. Opening day of MLB. We don't have a lot to hang your hat on. Spring training pitch counts and stuff, yes, are great. Pitchers usually have a little bit of a leg up against hitters early in the season, so lean heavily on them if that's what you like to do. I think NBA is a bit tricky today. Massive blowout potential in like 4 of the 6 games. So, you know, be careful. Even some of the games that don't have an insane spread, I think are massive blowout concerns. You know, the Thunder, 9.5-point home favorites with their entire roster potentially being healthy and no Ja Morant for Memphis. Like 9.5 points might not be enough. Like Thunder minus 9.5, Rockets minus 12.5. Like there could be some epic blowouts today. Just be careful. Now, I planned on doing like a nice long MLB opening day segment, but I'm going to be real with you. I have recorded for well over an hour. Editing takes twice as long, and I'm going to have to use AI to edit today to make sure this is a video that's not going to be forever long. It's just going to cut out some weird stuff. It is what it is. I got to get this out for you. If you want that second video daily, having it just be MLB alone, so you've got a daily MLB video and a daily NBA video, please tell me in the comments down below. And if you're okay with me doing NBA and then sandwiching in MLB picks at the end of the video, you got to tell me down below as well. And if you don't care about MLB, tell me that too. Like this show is what you want it to be, and I will continue to make that. All right, 3-day free trial, VIP picks down below. If you want to use my website, you can. It's $9.99 down below with code STREAM. I try to keep everything super affordable for my betting community and all my followers. I love y'all, appreciate you. I'm nothing without you, and I get that. That will never be lost in the mix of me checking these metrics and seeing growth and things like that. I know it only happens because of you and your support, and I'm very appreciative of it. Thank you very much for that. I'll see you on Twitter at DFS and Donuts. I'll see you here tomorrow, Monday through Saturday. 1 pick per game, my friends. Let's get paid.